אזכרכי לא יעלה ארץ ירושלים וירוי שמחתי תדבק לשוני אוי לחיקי אוי לא אזכרכי אם לא יעלה את ירושלים אוי אוי שמחתי תדבק לשוני אוי לחיקי אוי אם לא אזכרכי
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we kindly invite you upstairs. Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly invite you upstairs to join us in the program. Once again, please make your way up the stairs. We'd like to start the program shortly. Okay, we're back on. Come back at 9. 9 o'clock. Go catch a movie. No. You're gonna catch another gig. What? You're gonna catch another gig. Yeah, get another gig. One, two. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if we can kindly ladies and gentlemen, if anyone found a purse, please return it to the bandstand. If anyone found a purse, please return it to the bandstand. Once again, please make your way upstairs. We'd like to start the program shortly. Please make your way upstairs for the program.
While we're waiting for everyone, sorry about that, that's loud. While we're waiting for everyone to sit down, if anybody found a black purse, somebody is missing a black purse. I don't know what brand, sorry. Thank you all so much for coming. Please find your seats. You can find the row of your seat in your seating card. If everybody could please find their seats, we're going to be starting momentarily. Please come take your seats. Everybody downstairs, please join us upstairs. We're going to start now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our good friends, Shaare Zedek born Chazan, straight from his performance on the National Mall yesterday, Chaim David Burson, together with the amazing cantor of the Great Neck Synagogue, Yitzi Spinner, as they lead us in the anthems. Thank you. How long ago did you write that intro? 2 weeks ago. I didn't know, but you knew.
Please rise. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free כל עוד בלבב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומיה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים.
Thank you. Please be seated.
My dear friends, the president of Shaare Zedek, Professor Yonatan Halevi, Shaare Zedek Medical Center, Professor Ofer Marin, Director General, and to all the doctors and nurses, to all the staff, administrators. and of
There does not
course,
appear to be any sound on the video.
of Shaare
We
Zedek
start that
Medical
again?
Center. My dear friends, the president of Shaare Zedek, Professor Yonatan Halevi, Shaare Zedek Medical Center, Professor Ofer Marin, Director General, and to all the doctors and nurses, to all the staff, administrators, and of course, all the supporters of Shaare Zedek Medical Center. Thank you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my soul, on behalf of all the people of Jerusalem, on behalf of all the people of Israel. Each and every one of you have answered Israel's call. In our greatest time of need, from the urgent care of the injured, to the support for the families, to mental well-being of the victims of trauma, on top of all the patients you care for all the time, day in, day out. We know, of course, one who saves life, saves a whole world. Shaare Zedek saves hundreds of worlds every day. The way Israel will win this war against the brutal and cruel enemy is with the strength and bravery of our soldiers, yes, but also with our resilience, with our unity, and with the supreme value that we place on the most scared thing, human life. Shaare Zedek embodies all this. Shaare Zedek is a factory of hope, is a force for good, and we are so very proud of all of you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Wolf, and I'm the CEO of the American Committee for Shaare Zedek. Thank you. Thank you for being here tonight to show solidarity with Israel and our beloved hospital. For those of you who have been to our dinners in the past, tonight looks different because our lives changed on October 7th, and everything is different. Thank you for your friendship, Your incredible support has been inspiring beyond words. Thank you to our incredible honorees who understood that now more than ever, we needed to come together in solidarity for the benefit of the hospital. Mazel tov to Faye and Paul Jesser, to Mindy Mitzner-Zisholtz, to David Isaacson, to Jackie Erber and Yoni Sampson. Welcome to the friends of Dr. Jerry Gross, Zichrono Livracha. Thank you to the loyal members of the American Committee staff from around the country, to our incredible colleagues in Israel, and to all those who have nobly helped us this past month. Just a few months ago, 22 members of my family and several family friends traveled to Germany for a life-altering heritage trip where a street was named after my great-grandfather. On this trip, we had the opportunity to meet with many German dignitaries and citizens who welcomed us with humility, with grace, and with a strong commitment to perpetuating the memories of those who had been murdered in the Holocaust. Watching my father stand under his grandfather's sign in the city of Dietzenbach, surrounded by his family, showed me the true resilience of our people. Visiting the home of my grandmother, whose parents, first husband, and foster child were all murdered in various concentration camps while she survived, was deeply emotional. My heroic grandmother, who after being liberated walked 600 miles to her home, only to find complete devastation. This trip renewed in me my pride in the woman she was, the most optimistic, kind, giving person I ever knew. She saw the best in people and smiled through all her pain. She believed unflaggingly in God, and she always found a way to see the light. This is something I have spent my entire life trying to emulate. But on October 7th, that optimism came crashing down. Fear, anger, grief, such deep grief. I was reminded of the chilling pasuk from Shemot 12:30, Ki ein bayit asher ein sham met, for there was no house where there wasn't someone dead. We all know somebody who was murdered, who was kidnapped, who was injured, who has been traumatized by the atrocities of the invasion. We are all praying passionately for the safety of our beloved Chayalim, our heroic soldiers. As Simchat Torah in America ended, I raced to my phone, relieved to see a message from my colleague and friend Razi Florsheim, updating our offices on what had happened at the hospital. Sadly, we learned of the terrible personal losses the Shaare Zedek family had sustained, and we learned of the dozens and dozens of patients that were brought to our doors. But then, my seed of hope began to grow. I could feel the resilience of our people as the hospital jumped into action and did what it always does. It became a beacon of hope and healing for all those who needed it. As hundreds of our staff headed to the front, others stepped up to care for all those wounded in the initial attacks. Our incredible staff, led nobly and bravely by the indefatigable Professor Ofer Marin and Professor Yonatan Halevi, stood ready for any challenge that came their way. In our office in America, the outpouring of love was immediate and way beyond anything I have ever witnessed, ever. Our closest friends stepped up at every level, sending in millions of dollars, and hundreds of new donors poured in, eager to help us provide the essential care needed. Our board member, Steve Matloff, made sure that our name was listed as part of his synagogue's list of support, and suddenly, thousands and thousands of new donors and new dollars poured in as our cause went viral in Los Angeles. Our friend Lee Lewittis called Sharon Goldwyn and arranged for Ofer to appear on Fox News. And within 2 hours, we had raised $30,000 from Jews and non-Jews alike from all over the country. Surprising gifts started to come in as well, including $250,000 from Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles. When our people faced the most heinous devastation since the Holocaust, our community united and has been putting so much good back into the world. This is what has restored my faith in humanity. I have always believed that the greatest revenge against those who hate us is to bring new Jewish lives into this world. Which is why the record that Shaare Zedek just set was so heartening. One of our midwives wrote, "On a difficult day, when we have been counting all those who have fallen, I wanted to share another count. Last night we counted and discovered that we broke an all-time record for the number of births in 1 month at Shaare Zedek, 1,823. One of Shaare Zedek's true heroes, Emun Hassin, Zichronah Livracha, used to tell me that on the hardest days of the Intifada, she would go to visit the babies. No matter what was happening in the world, these innocent faces brought her comfort. I must say, her words are all the more powerful today now that I am a mother. As we all struggle with the horrific hate being propagated and the devastating attack on our loved ones, I hear the wise words of Ruth Messenger. We don't have the luxury to be overwhelmed. She is right. Now is our moment. Never again is now. We will not be overwhelmed. We will fight. We will continue to stand strong and support our homeland, and we will stand strong with Israel, and we will stand strong with Shaare Zedek. We will not bow our heads in fear. We will rise as we always do. They tried to bury us, but they didn't realize we were seeds. We will grow and we will thrive, and we will make it clear that we are Am Echad Belev Echad, one nation with one heart. Thank you for being a part of the Hospital with a Heart. Please turn your attention to the video screen now for a special message from our Director General, Professor Ofer Marin.
Good evening, everyone. It's Ofer Marin. Unfortunately, this year I'm speaking you from my office in Jerusalem, and thank you for coming for this evening. I want to share with you briefly some of the challenges that we are facing here in Shaare Zedek. The first challenge is obviously the patients. We were seeing from the first day patients, wounded people evacuated from the south. During the first days, it was civilians and soldiers. Some of them were secondary evacuated from the hospital in the south or from the field itself. In the last 2 weeks, once the IDF went into Gaza, we are seeing soldiers, wounded soldiers from Gaza Strip. They are coming to Shaare Zedek either by choppers or by ambulances. So this is the first challenge. We are seeing patients wounded by rockets. The sirens are going on all over Israel, and we've seen some severely wounded people from rockets falling in the area around Jerusalem. In Jerusalem itself, thank God we did not have any rockets falling here. And the third type of patients is terror incidents. As we all know, for years Jerusalem is facing terror incidents, and there is some uprising in this, and so we see probably a few of these. So this is the first challenge, obviously, is the patient. The second challenge is to be prepared for surge capacity for a larger number of patients coming over here, of wounded people. So we are training our people. We are constantly doing everyday training of the nurses and the physicians, and we are preparing new areas in the case we will need to treat a large number of people. The third challenge is to prepare for the different war issues. People have to know in any point of time what to do in case of sirens. So what are you doing? How do you protect yourself? How did you protect our patients around? We have 1,000 people hospitalized here. How to move them away from the window? What are the strict rules, what to do when the sirens are going on? And we are preparing to open a very large shelter if the situation will deteriorate. The fourth challenge that we are facing from the first day is the mental health emergency issues of people all around Israel. Shaare Zedek opened from the first day the largest emergency facility for healthcare issues, and hundreds of people. Needless to speak with you about the concerns all over Israel of the people, and so we are dealing with these again. Hundreds of people were treated here for their mental health concerns. The fifth challenge is our staff members. So first, we have about 200 people that are recruited to the army. About half of them are physicians, so we do have a bit of shortage. But way more than that, we have hundreds of staff members which their families are recruited. Some the spouses, their children, their grandchildren. These are people that are day and night, I would even say more, during the night have their concern, they don't sleep. So we have to understand and feel the tension of the people around and our staff members who are doing everything that we can to give them the right environment for working. The next challenge is the cohesion of the staff members. We all know the population of Jerusalem, and this is something that I personally am investing a lot of time. I do want to thank all of you. I want to thank the United States for the amazing support, but first, and beyond everything, I want to thank every one of you for your support in Shaare Zedek. Yeah, we need you these days, and let's all of us pray for peace. Thank you very much.
Please welcome back to the stage Chaim David Burson and Yitzi Spinner as they lead us in the prayer for Tzahal.
שבירך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל העומדים על משמר ארצנו וירא אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה ביבשה באוויר ובים הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ייתן השם את אויבינו הקמים עלינו ניגפים לפניהם הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וצוקה מכל נגע ומחלה וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשה ידיהם ידבר שונאינו תחתיהם ויקוים בהם הכתוב להילחם לכם עם אויביכם, להושיע אתכם ונאמר אמן.
Please be seated. In the more than 60 years that I have been associated with Shaare Zedek, many, many changes have occurred. The original Shaare Zedek on Jaffa Road, headed by Dr. Schlesinger, the move to the new building in Bayit Vagan, and the arrival in 1988 of Professor Yonatan Halevi, a very youthful gastroenterologist. Yonatan arrived at our hospital with the 9th and 10th floors totally empty. Generally speaking, a small clinical hospital in a very big building. Over the next 31 years, Yonatan, with his intestinal fortitude, tremendous energy, and above all, great vision for the future, has brought our hospital to heights that most of us never even dared to dream about. This tremendous progress was accomplished because Yonatan was able to create an atmosphere of cooperation with the doctors, the nurses, all of the supporting staff, the unions, and the Israeli government. Today, Shaare Zedek is the largest and fastest growing hospital in Jerusalem. We have 22,000 births a year, 170,000 visits to the ER, and more than 1 million patients are treated each and every year. Yonatan also had the forethought to find a successor in Professor Ofer Marin, who replaced him 3 years ago. Currently, Professor Halevi continues very active in our hospital on a daily basis as president of Shaare Zedek. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce one of my closest friends, Professor Yonatan Halevi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Menno, for your kind introduction, and thank you all for coming here tonight. I want to start my very brief presentation. Please rise for a moment of silence in memory of the victims who were murdered, over 1,400 civilians and soldiers, in the atrocities in Israel. Please be seated. Since the beginning of the atrocities on October 7th, Shaare Zedek received over 200 injured, some of them with severe anxiety problems, which I will allude to later on in a couple of minutes. This number is, of course, a big number for every wounded and for every victim of this war. But for a hospital like Shaare Zedek to receive 200 patients along the first 2 weeks of the war is not a high number. And I would like to bring to your attention that part of the confusion that prevailed on October 7th and even till October 8th is that the first time in the history of Israel, the wounded during the first 48 hours were not distributed as we always do. On a regular war in Israel, and I'm a veteran of, unfortunately, too many wars as a physician, as a commander of a field hospital in the First Lebanese War. Usually the Ministry of Health, established on the first day of the war a special committee that convenes every morning at 8 o'clock, and representatives in this committee are of every significant healthcare service in Israel. The 4 Kupot Cholim, the sick funds, the large HMOs, the military, of course, the Director General of the Ministry of Health, and the task of this committee is to coordinate the distribution and referral of patients in an even basis that is compatible with the capacity and the abilities of each and every hospital. This did not happen, and Soroka Hospital, the only tertiary care center in the south of Israel, and because during the first 48 hours, the wounded and the injured were evacuated by ambulances, they were evacuated justifiably to the nearest hospital. But that really reached an over-surge capacity, and I will define this term, surge capacity, for a hospital in a minute, for Soroka Hospital. On the third day of the war, things changed. The confusion, like our army, immediately went into action. And needless to say that we are going to win this war, to win it big time. But unfortunately, the price in human lives and the kidnapped is really higher than in every other Israeli war. But since the third day of the war, this committee does its job, and every tertiary care center in Israel is getting in their helipads, once a day, twice a day, their share of the injured. In Shaare Zedek, in our helipad, 1 to 2 helicopters a day land and bring the injured. Being a tertiary care center and a level 1 trauma center, we get very severely wounded. On my way here 72 hours ago, I passed through the intensive care unit and I saw the 4 patients who arrived from the Gaza front few hours before, and they were in terrible situation. 2 of them lost their limbs, and the limbs remained there, and all of them, all the 4 of them, were in a deep state of shock from loss of blood, from loss of fluids. They are all today, unfortunately, the amputations happened in the battlefield, so we cannot bring back the legs, but all the 4 of them were saved, are extubated, are not on a respirator anymore. And this is really thanks to the experience that was accumulated in Shaare Zedek for so many years, being the central hospital located in the center of Jerusalem that is unfortunately a terror-stricken city too frequently. And actually, even today, the source of patients who come to us are mainly from the front, from the Gaza front, but also from terror activities in Judah and Samaria, many gunshot wounds, more than usual, although the Arab population in Israel, I don't know the exact reasons, probably the activity of the Israeli army, but also out of panic, are more restrained than expected, but still, as you read in the papers, there are many terror activities, and any victim of terror in Jerusalem and in the south part of Judah and Samaria is brought either to Shaare Zedek or to Hadassah. And again, if there are gunshot wounds in the old city of Jerusalem or gun shooting in the old city of Jerusalem or around the walls of the old city, the nearest hospital with a trauma, level 1 trauma center, is our hospital. And I would like to say a few words about surge capacity, because that's where the proceeds of this evening will go to establish an adequate surge capacity for bad times that may come in the future. The definition, the medical definition of surge capacity is how many beds and how many resources will be needed to be added to the hospital, to the regular situation of the hospital in case of massive mass disasters. And really, thanks to careful planning of myself as the CEO of the hospital up till 2019, and more so of my colleague, Ofer Marin, we finished only recently the Helmsley Cancer Center, which is a 6th-floor center, an architectural pearl, by the way. Many of the donors for this center sit in the audience today. And 5 of these floors are underground. Naturally, irradiation center, irradiation for cancer, is usually deep, in deep basement. It has to be heavily shielded. And we left, like the vision of my predecessors, we left one floor, the lowest floor, 5 floors underground, about a 15,000 square feet floor, completely empty. And we are building this floor in order to supply the surge capacity for Shaare Zedek. And we already started the work, and we intend to put there 70 beds with respirators, anesthesia machines, of course, oxygen and vacuum in the walls. It's a $10 million project. We already started it. And I believe that one of the lessons of this war, the Iron Sword War, is that we really have to prepare for mass disasters in every major hospital in Israel. So that's what we do now. The work already started. I visited it just before coming here, and we hope to complete it within few months because there is no time. And unfortunately, we learned recently in a very bitter way that we have to prepare for the future and to increase the surge capacity of every hospital in Israel. I would like to conclude my presentation by thanking, first of all of you for supporting Shaare Zedek, being here yesterday and seeing the solidarity demonstrated by 300,000 people at the mall in Washington tells me as an Israeli how grateful we should be to American Jewry, and this time also to the American president, as you all know. I would like to finish by thanking the staff here, the staff of American Friends of Shaare Zedek, headed by Rachel Wolf and Sharon Goldwyn, for preparing this evening despite the harsh circumstances. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Debbie Kestenbaum, and I am the president of the National Women's Division and a member of the National Board. I have the great honor of introducing our next speaker. Adir Schwartz is a councilman and rising star at the Jerusalem municipality. On October 7th, Adir founded the Jerusalem Civilian Command Center, which has aided tens of thousands of Israelis in this most difficult time. With more than 4,000 dedicated volunteers operating in 2 daily shifts, they work around the clock to match supplies with the ever-changing, pressing needs of the country. He has been a social and political activist in Jerusalem since he was 16 and served as a paratrooper in Operation Protective Edge. Adir is married to Shira and is the son of our good friend Uri Schwartz, who served as the Director of Resource Development at Shaare Zedek for 3 decades, and Anika Schwartz, who's the head nurse in our Department of Surgery. Please welcome Adir Schwartz.
Thank you for this kind presentation, too kind. First, I'd like to thank Rachel and the rest of the team at the American Committee for Shaare Zedek for their amazing work throughout the year and for this amazing event. It's an honor to be here with you guys. My name is Adir Schwartz. I'm 29 years old, and I woke up about 40 hours ago in Jerusalem. My family is a very Shaare Zedek family. As was mentioned, my father Uri has been the director of resource development, but it's important to mention, on an optimistic note, in not such an optimistic time, that my father has been a patient at the Helmsley Cancer Center for almost a year now, but he actually healed. Thanks to the amazing work done by the staff in Shaare Zedek. So, thank for each and every one of you who has been involved in creating this amazing facility. My mother Annika is the head nurse of the surgery department, and I was born in Shaare Zedek. On my everyday life, I'm a member of the Jerusalem City Council, and I'm actually the head of the opposition. But you must all know, today there are no opposing sides in Israeli society. Not anymore. As was said, I had the privilege to found on October 7th, when all hell broke loose on our brothers and sisters down south. I had the privilege to found the Jerusalem Civic Command Center, and I had the immense honor to be able to help with my friends and colleagues, tens of thousands of Israelis so far. We couldn't have done it without the hug that we received from you as jury. The hug that we received, that we are still receiving today, is very, very present. I know for sure that each and every one of you sitting here in this hall has done something big, something small, something everyday, just one thing, for the people of Israel, for the state of Israel, and for the resilience of the state of Israel. I want you to know, we are not so close, we are not so nearby, but each and every one of us felt it. We felt it. The aid was very, very imminent. It has enabled life-saving, it has enabled resilience. And we knew from the get-go that we have friends overseas. Not only friends, brothers, sisters. And I want to tell you, your struggle right now is not transparent to us. We know that right now it's not easy to be a Jewish person in the United States. And I want you to know that we see it, that we feel for you. And I think, it's the most unfortunate circumstances there can be. But again, on an optimistic note, what's happening right here, right now, and there was a chasm between the diaspora and Israel in the last few years. Now we're together. One people, one destiny. And all I want to do now is try and convey this feeling. Try to give you all a hug back from the state of Israel. Am Israel Chai.
Thank you, Adir. Tonight we have come together in unity to support our great hospital at Israel, and so we begin our honoree program with the two people who have spent their entire lifetimes committed to serving our people and our homeland. Their resumes are beyond impressive. To know Faye and Paul Jesser is to understand what it truly means to dedicate your whole being to Jewish communal service. Paul will be retiring at the end of the year, and we will have a special going away celebration for him in LA. But we all felt that we wanted to make sure to recognize all that he and Faye have accomplished in their lifetime at our national dinner. They were too humble to have a video made, so my words will have to paint the picture for you. For those of you who don't know, Faye studied voice and piano at the Juilliard School of Music and graduated from the Crane School of Music at SUNY Potsdam. She has performed all over the world and worked with well-known performers such as Shlomo Carlebach, Theodore Bickel, Peter Yarrow, and Ron Eliran. If you have heard her sing, you know that her voice has a powerful way of transporting you to another place. But her true passion and her special gift has always been her teaching. Mora Faye is that 1 in a million teacher whose impact and influence lasts for decades and decades. She has taught music in Orlando, Englewood, and Los Angeles, has directed youth and adult choirs, and has produced and directed many well-known musicals. When we announced that we were honoring her here tonight, the outpouring of love and the messages from her former students was beyond touching. Paul has been a member of the Jewish Communal Service his entire adult life. After graduating from SUNY Potsdam, he ran a U.S. Army chaplaincy program in Germany and was an officer with a drug rehabilitation center in Vietnam, for which he received a Bronze Star. Among his Jewish professional staff positions, he directed the federations in Lewiston, Maine, Orlando, and was the director of Klal, founded by Elie Wiesel and Rabbi Yitz Greenberg. He was the national campaign director of JNF and the vice president of the regional development for the American Friends of Hebrew U. But since 2002, Paul has served as the director of the Western region of the American Committee for Shaare Zedek. I started working for the hospital just a few months before he did, but I can still remember thinking how lucky I was to be able to have a colleague to learn from who had such a vast and varied knowledge of the fundraising world. But the truth is, what I've described for you so far doesn't even come close to capturing the passion, the dedication, and the heart behind each of their accomplishments. If any of you are on Paul's email list, first, that means that you also have a second job, but it also means that you never have to wonder what he is thinking, how he is feeling, or who he is supporting. While he and I don't always agree on everything, what is consistent is that he bleeds blue and white. His love for Israel and the Jewish people knows no bounds, and the impact he has had through his incredible fundraising and friend-making has been second to none. Paul has brought countless new friends to the hospital over his 20-plus years with Shaare Zedek and has created some of the most exciting events, including the night we honored the cast of the TV show ER. Faye and Paul are the kind of friends who always show up. They are there to celebrate with you during the good times, and they're to comfort you during the challenging ones. After Andrew and I got married and decided to go to Hawaii on our honeymoon, we decided to slap over for a few days in LA. Immediately, Faye and Paul said they were throwing us a delayed Sheva Brachot so that we could celebrate with all of our Shaare Zedek West Coast friends. There are hundreds and hundreds of stories like these, and countless people who have been blessed to be the recipients of their love. Ask any of Paul's donors, and they'll tell you that in a moment's notice, he'll be there to help you with tech support, to bring you a much-needed pastrami sandwich, to create photo albums or books of meaningful occasions, to share a joke, or to lend an ear. Faye is always there with a hug, or a smile, or an adventure, or a joke to make every situation better. The last few years have been impossibly hard for Faye and Paul. In 2021, they tragically lost their amazing son, Michael, a true giant of a man who was following in the footsteps of his parents. This pain is one that no parent should ever have to face. And yes, as always, Faye and Paul showed us all a grace and strength that were awe-inspiring and courageous. Through personal health challenges, a pandemic, and the day-to-day surprises of life, Faye and Paul have made sure to continue to be the rocks that they are for their amazing family and their community. I am so deeply proud to call them my friends, and I am so honored to recognize them here tonight, to acknowledge all they have meant to all of us. May you both be blessed with good health and nachat from your children and grandchildren, and all of the entities you have helped to nurture and grow throughout your lives. I'm not going to make you come stand up. I'm going to come bring your award to you.
Good evening. The world needs voices of hope, of moral courage. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope has never been destroyed. We must therefore find the strength to hope for a better world and not despair. The struggle against Israel is no longer just against Israel. What is at stake is the future of freedom itself, the sanctity of life. These were the recent words of Gila Sachs, daughter of Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs. During the past 5 weeks, we have each witnessed the heroic efforts of so many people in Israel and around the world. We thank all of you who have come to support, to show your solidarity and friendship for Shaare Zedek Medical Center. Perhaps the most important outcome during these difficult times is the realization for us to come together, to unite like yesterday in Washington, and to help each other. We are very fortunate tonight to have honorees that each give us hope for the future as they represent the goodness and kindness so needed in our world now. It has often been said that the greatest gift is to be able to give, and the life we lead is measured by the good that we do. Our honoree tonight, Mindy Mitzner-Zisholtz, is a model of kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Mindy, you have set a high bar for all of us to emulate. Everything you do is with an incredible smile and a full giving heart. I have watched you interact with your children, your grandchildren, and they are truly blessed to have you, as you know no bounds, to help and to care for them in every way. I know you only accepted tonight as you felt it would bring Shaare Zedek support at a most crucial time. Your family and friends, many of them who flew in from around the country, are here tonight and so proud of you. I feel very blessed to have you as my friend. Mindy, we know you will continue to be a wonderful example to all of us in the years ahead. Mazel tov on this special and most deserving Healers of Jerusalem Award. Please turn your attention to the video.
I got involved with Shaare Zedek about 16 years ago. My son was in sleepaway camp, and a very nice little boy invited him to his bar mitzvah. And we sent him from Houston, Texas to New York, and this very wonderful lady, Sharon Goldwyn, met my son and then met me. And I guess from there on, I was just sold. There are many wonderful hospitals in Israel, but where Shaare Zedek stands out is they take into consideration a person's religious beliefs. And for some people, that could be a life and death situation. That could be whether they go through a surgery or not. That could be whether they decide to stay in the hospital. There are people from all walks of life and all religious backgrounds and beliefs. It's a wonderful beacon of hope for people in the Middle East to get wonderful care.
Mindy and I met 18 years ago when our sons became friends at Camp La Vie. Mindy is a naturally compassionate, thoughtful, and caring person who always gets involved with her community and helps wherever she can.
She's an amazing role model to her family and friends.
My mom has been one of my biggest role models in doing chesed and truly making people feel seen for who they are and giving to causes that change their worlds in small ripples and ways.
Having had the opportunity to visit Shaare Zedek with Mom and Laura and her family about a decade ago, getting to see the important work they're doing in Israel, the research, the dedication to people of all backgrounds is really a special place. And it's important that we support an organization that's dedicated to the values that we share.
Shaare Zedek does not discriminate to any person who needs care, and that is right up Mindy's alley. Mindy loves to treat everything that's alive as God's gift, and really, really believes in her heart that she has to try to relieve any type of pain and suffering, whether it be an animal or whether it be a human being. She is always trying to be there for that living creature.
I think my mother and Shaare Zedek are a perfect fit. By nature, my mother's a healer, and she believes that everyone, everything should live in a life of comfort and safety, and Shaare Zedek provides that.
For me, the most important thing was not just that she was giving, but she actually involved me. And I know Shaare Zedek is a great place to give to, but it's probably something I would not have done on my own if she didn't bring me in.
Even more so in a place like Israel, where as we live right now, there are countless challenges facing the country from all sides. So for her to be able to help those who need it the most is something that's very much on par with who my mom is as a person.
My mother-in-law is a very fun and upbeat person. I mean, when my kids find out, our kids find out that she is coming to town, I mean, the squealing that goes on in the house is kind of hilarious.
She treats, our kids as if they were almost her own kids. Her warmth is reflected in that.
She's close to our kids, but she also teaches them how to be involved in the community, and we're very lucky and honored to have her in our lives.
When Mindy came into our family, she fit right in, and she had the same values as the values that I grew up with.
100 dogs living in her house, or she's working in a nursing home, or embracing us as, her own kids. She knows no bounds when it comes to giving and loving and caring.
Mazel tov, Mindy. We're so excited to be here tonight celebrating you and all that you do for Shaare Zedek.
From the minute that we met you, you have shown us nothing but love and warmth, and we love learning from you, and we're so lucky to have you in our life.
You've raised amazing children while also supporting your communities, and now we get to see how much you've supported the state of Israel.
We are so grateful that we get to see nachas from you. You should merit to see many, many more from you and from your children and your children's children to follow in your footsteps.
Mom, I love you so much. You truly not only deserve this award, but it is so rightfully earned. Your giveness and kindness to the world is inspirational, it's aspirational, and we really thank you not only for your impact on our life, but your impact on all these organizations.
Mindy, I am so proud of you. I love you. We are so proud, and you are a great role model for our entire family. Thank you for being who you are.
Being involved in Shaare Zedek gives me a feeling of hope. But what I once learned from my father-in-law was also that not only do you give charity, but you must roll up your sleeves as well. Shaare Zedek is a special place. Get involved. Support places that are doing such wonderful things for the rest of humanity.
Mindy, please come forward to receive your award, which reads, Rodev tzedakah v'chesed yimtzeh chayim tzedakah v'chavod. One who pursues charity and good deeds attains long life, success, and distinction.
Erev Tov. My name is Howie Goldschmidt. I'm a volunteer physician at Shaare Zedek Hospital. I'm also president of the American Committee for Shaare Zedek. I stand here tonight to honor the memory of Dr. Jerry Gross, a truly amazing man. In an unprecedented event, Jerry left Shaare Zedek a very large bequest in his will. This bequest was used to dedicate the outpatient clinic floor in the new Helmsley Cancer Center. I was privileged in June to attend the opening ceremony of the center, which was addressed by President Isaac Herzog of Israel. It was a wonderful ceremony, and the center is amazing inside and outside. Architecturally, it's a masterpiece. If you're in Jerusalem, nearby at Vigan, even if you don't have time to visit the hospital, spend 5 minutes, look at this place. It's amazing. So I'd like you to turn your attention to the video so you can hear more about Dr. Jerry Gross and his wonderful legacy.
It is hard to thank a man who spent his entire life giving to others, doing for others, and ultimately, in his final courageous act, left a legacy that will combat the very plague that felled him. I've always said that God looks out for this hospital, especially during the hardest days. It seemed this time he had sent a humble yet heroic angel to do his bidding.
Jerry was one of the most humble, generous, giving people a best friend could ever have.
He was a good friend. He was a very dedicated person. He was dedicated to his Yiddishkeit. He was dedicated to his community. He was dedicated to his patients and to his family and friends.
Jerry was my role model. He was ethical and professional in all aspects of his life. And quietly, he was a very charitable man, all while battling secretively cancer.
Jerry's surprise passing reverberated painfully throughout his Upper West Side community. Shortly after, we received notice that Shaare Zedek had been designated as the residuary beneficiary of his estate. Honestly, at the time, we had no idea what that meant. I will never forget the day I learned the true extent of what Shaare Zedek would be receiving. I got a call from the estate's attorney. She was calling to discuss some things that needed to be completed in order to move forward with distributions. When she said the number, I quite literally stopped in my tracks, sat down on a bench across from the Museum of Natural History, and had her repeat the number again. The bequest should come to somewhere between $8 and $9 million, she said. Well, that is not a call you get every day.
Shaare Zedek was very, very special to Jerry. He really felt that he needed to give something to the people of Israel. It's more than just he was a Zionist. The people of Israel have a special merit living in the land of Eretz Yisrael, and Jerry felt that just by living there, they deserve to have this type of benefit.
Together with his best friend and confidant, Judy Fratkin, we decided that the most fitting tribute to Jerry would be to name the outpatient clinics floor in Shaare Zedek's new spectacular Helmsley Cancer Center.
I was proud to be present last year at the dedication of the new Dr. Jerry Gross Outpatient Cancer Clinic. His funding of this will continue his legacy of helping people, fighting cancer, and supporting Israel.
I learned from his dedication to his Yiddishkeit, to his family. You know, I feel like he's on my shoulder and I can almost picture him. And that wasn't just a soundbite, and his legacy was large.
One of the things that Jerry's always said to me every single day was have bitachon. No matter how many times I tried to navigate a problem, he would just say, just have bitachon, have faith. He was very proud. He wanted to live his life. He wanted to travel. He wanted to have friends. He wanted to have a good time. But he also knew what it's like to suffer through having cancer. And by having this legacy, so many people will benefit by it, and he really felt that that was a great mitzvah.
His loss is truly immeasurable, and he will forever be missed by all those who knew him. But his memory will be blessed by the thousands and thousands of people who are treated with heart and compassion on his floor year after year for generations to come.
May Jerry's memory be for a blessing. As I look around tonight, I want to thank our college participants, you guys in the back over there, our young professionals back over there, our children's champion couples, our marathon runners, our women's division members, and all of our supporters who have made our Shaare Zedek family strong. You are all our heroes, and we appreciate all of your efforts now and in the future. Tonight, we are so happy to honor David Isaacson. David and I met when he joined Team Shaare Zedek for the New York City Marathon. David is truly a man of chesed. Those who know you might say it's part of your DNA. You are not only passionate about running, but you are passionate about helping others. We truly appreciate your help to spread the word to friends and family about the wonderful medical care at Shaare Zedek that both your parents experienced. Listening to you and your family speak about your experience at Shaare Zedek is inspiring and emphasizes the deep commitment that Shaare Zedek staff has to each of our patients. We know you plan to run with us again in spring 2024. And I heard that some of your friends here tonight might join Team Shaare Zedek. So I'm looking forward to signing up the Isaacson Runners. David, we are fortunate to have you as part of our family, and we honor you tonight with the Jerusalem Champion Award. Please turn your attention to the video.
It was always a dream of mine since I've been running, which I've been running for about 20 years now, to run the New York City Marathon just once. When I heard that Shaare Zedek was looking to recruit, I said, this is the perfect organization for me to run with. My parents, when they passed away, their entire end-of-life care and hospital experience was at Shaare Zedek. I spent a lot of time at Shaare Zedek Medical Center during those periods, and gained a very strong affinity for the hospital culturally, for the experience that I had while I was there, for the care that they provided.
It was really hard when David's parents got sick and we were so far, and being able to trust that their medical care was top-notch, it's a gift.
David joined Team Shaare Zedek to run the full New York City Marathon in 2022. We were so excited to have him join again for the New York City Half Marathon in March 2023. David used his passion for running to do chesed and to motivate others to help support Shaare Zedek.
David is really extraordinary. He'll do anything for anyone. He is an excellent father. an excellent husband, and he's really involved in his community, and I think it's great that he's doing something, you know, and such a good cause.
He is a religious role model in his community, a leader in his community, a leader in his profession, and in so many ways, while he is certainly years younger than me, but in so many ways I look up to him, I admire him, I see him as a role model of mine.
David is extremely kind. Every once in a while he'll call me, and it won't just be like the chit chat. It'll be like a deep dive into what's going on, because he cares about what's affecting my life. He takes this approach with all of his friends. He's a rock to all of us.
David is someone that's always been there for anyone who he feels that he can help, and to me it seems that Shaare Zedek, in a very similar way, has that objective also, to go ahead and be able to help anyone who they can in any way that they can.
I'm glad that our kids have the opportunity to see David involved in this organization, whether it's our shul or the schools that our kids go to. We are only as good as we put in, and when we do put in, it benefits all of us, and I hope that they take that in.
I just want to thank my friends and family who supported me. Doing something like this gave me a sense of gratitude that Shaare Zedek was there for my parents and is going to continue to be there for Israelis and Jews alike in that region. I'm happy to continue supporting the organization. I feel very grateful that I can do it, even better that I can do it through running. And I would encourage my friends to join me in this mission.
David, please come forward to accept the Shaare Zedek Champion Award, presented with great admiration for your dedication to a life of chesed and outstanding efforts, and to help Shaare Zedek as you run through life with joy.
Big virtual hug. Thank you, Sean.
It is amazing to see so many College Board members and College Bowl-a-thon participants here tonight to honor our college honorees, Jackie Erber and Yoni Sampson. Our college honorees share several wonderful traits. Jackie and Yoni, you are both good-natured and always looking to be kind to those around you. Both of you can thank your families for instilling in you the importance of getting involved and doing chesed. Each of your grandparents are leaders at Shaare Zedek, and we are proud of your commitment, each in your own way, to help as a College Board member. Jackie, as a co-chair and board member, you learn what it takes to motivate 200 college students, and you persevered to make our event a success. Yoni, you are dependable and determined to accomplish each task, no matter the obstacles. You are caring, modest, and genuine. We wish Ayala and you a big mazel tov on your recent engagement. Jackie and Yoni, we look forward to both of you continuing your Shaare Zedek involvement after college in our young professional group. Mazel tov to you and your families. Please turn your attention to the video.
This year, we are so thrilled to honor Jackie and Yoni with the Chesed Leadership Award. Jackie Erber was the co-chair of the College Board in 2021 and 2022. Jackie understood the importance of supporting Shaare Zedek since he visited the hospital several times and wanted to personally make a difference.
I first got involved on Sulam when I was a camper.
And I remember we visited the hospital and visited patients who were kids, and we just tried to cheer them up. It felt good to like give back a little. My grandparents have been donating for a very long time, and it's been instilled in our family to give. With my grandfather's help, we have visited so many times. I realized that it is important to give and to be involved. And when I heard that I can be a co-chair, I thought about my grandparents. I knew that this would be only good to come out of this.
We are so proud of Jackie, who is continuing in his family's tradition of supporting Shaare Zedek. He conveyed this to his friends, and in 2023, motivated other college students to join as captains and team members for the Bowl-a-thon.
Jackie's a very happy-go-lucky yet serious person. I think he really manages that combination of those two character traits extraordinarily well. When he commits to something, he's going to do it. And he usually picks very worthwhile causes to care about. I think Shaare Zedek and the Bowl-a-thon exemplify that. I think he's just a huge people person, and that speaks to his care for everybody he encounters in life.
Yoni joined the Shaare Zedek College Board for 2023. Although Yoni wanted to attend our board meetings and make his own team, he wasn't well enough, but he insisted on pursuing and reaching every goal, even though he did it himself without any team members.
I decided to get involved with Shaare Zedek at the beginning of my Shana Bet year in Yeshiva at Reishi Yerushalayim. My family has been heavily involved in Shaare Zedek, and I've always heard growing up the amazing things that Shaare Zedek does in Israel and outside of Israel. And I always wanted to see it for myself and see it firsthand. My friend called me to get involved in the college board this year, and right when I heard what he had to tell me, I had to say yes right away. Getting involved with such an amazing organization as Shaare Zedek at such a young age can only help you grow and connect other people around you to Israel and help you figure out other ways that you can give back to this world.
He's always been a role model for me, somebody I look up to. He's always looking to make change and better the environment that he's in, always with a smile on his face and always looking to help. He has this part of his neshama, his heart, where it's not just about him, it's about the Jewish community, about the Jewish people.
He's just the sweetest guy. He knows that he can do so much for so many other people. He also has such an amazing connection to Hashem and to his Judaism, which always preaches to do your best, and he's a big believer in that.
Yoni's kindness, tenacity, and perseverance is inspiring, and he stands as a true role model to all of us.
I don't think people realize that as a college student that you can have an impact. They know about their family members that donate, but this is really an opportunity that a college student can really see this come through when you go to the Bowl-a-thon. You really see everything come together, all that led to an amazing experience.
I think it's important for all students out there to be involved in something that they believe in. And I think a lot of people say, I want to be involved, but I just don't have the time. But I think when you have opportunities to give back to communities and be involved in Chesed, I think you have to take it right away and don't miss out on any opportunity.
Jackie and Yoni, please come forward to accept the Chesed Leadership Award. I'd like to thank my colleagues for all of their help to make tonight's dinner happen. Special thanks to my right hand, Shuli, Jackie, Alex, and of course, Rachel. Great teamwork. Thank you all for joining us at our program. I hope you'll enjoy our special dessert buffet downstairs. But please join us in singing Am Yisrael Chai with Cantor Burson as we complete our program. and Yitzi Spinner.
Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu. Let's go! Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, 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 Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Siman, Siman Tov, Umazal, Mazal Tov. Yeh lanu lechol Yisrael. Amen. Siman, Siman Tov, Umazal, Mazal Tov. Yeh lanu lechol Yisrael. Amen. David Melech, Melech Israel. David Melech, Melech Israel. David Melech, Melech Israel. Melech Israel, Chai Kayam. David Melech, Melech Israel. Here we go. David Melech, Melech Israel. David Melech, Melech Israel. Melech Israel, Chai Kayam. Siman, Siman Tov, Umazal, Mazal Tov. Yehei lanu lechol Yisrael. Amen. Siman, Siman Tov, Umazal, Mazal Tov. Yehei lanu lechol Yisrael. Amen. Siman, Siman Tov, Umazal, Mazal Tov. Yehei lanu lechol Yisrael. Amen. Siman, Siman Tov, Umazal, Mazal Tov. Yehei lanu lechol Yisrael. Amen. One more time. Umazal, Mazal Tov. Birushalayim, בירושלים, בירושלים, אוי בירושלים, 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 בירושלים. לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה, לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה, לשנה הבאה בירושלים הבנויה, בירושלים הבאה בירושלים הבנויה. Shana Haba, Shana Haba, Shana Haba, Birushalayim, Shana Haba, Shana Haba, Shana Haba, Birushalayim, Shana Haba, Birushalayim Abnuya, Shana Haba, Birushalayim Abnuya, Shana Haba. בירושלים הבנויה, לשנה הבאה, בירושלים הבנויה. עם ישראל חי.